What's good, y'all? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, aka Petey Mac. Man, get on up here, pull you up one, light you up one, kick your shoes off, relax, baby. You around family, we on the porch. It's Pete McCorvey's Porch Talk. Let's do this. Yo, what's good, family? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, aka Petey Mac. Welcome back to the porch once again. Another week down, another, 7 days of problems, 7 days of stress, 7 days of just, dealing with bullshit. We made it through once again. I'm so happy to be with y'all right now. Like I said, we here, we gonna enjoy it, we gonna chop it up, man. If you smoke on a little something, get you a little something to smoke on. If you drink on a little something, get a little something to drink on. Whatever you need to do, man, we just gonna chop it up. Not nothing really important. I'm really talking to y'all about just tap in and just, we're just gonna chop it up today, man. Like how we chopped it up last week. I'm starting to do that a little bit more, just make it just more of us chopping up everything and all that. And just, because I noticed I was like following format. I do like sports, music. Then I'd move into talking about my TV shows and all. I'm like, well, that's not really kind of chopping it up per se. That's just really just me pretty much, giving reviews on, either Power, The Rookie, and to a lesser extent, Godfather Harlem. Don't get twisted. If I watch something, I'm gonna chop it up with y'all and display what I saw in the shows or something like that. But I'm gonna try to work around and like doing more, just really make it feel more like you kicking it with your country cousin, or you kicking it with your uncle. Like I said, I am uncle right now at 36. So we gonna try to change it up and do a little something like that. But we do talk about sports and music and all that. And starting with sports, Indiana Pacers up 1-0. Hey man, I think a lot of people saying they think OKC gonna get it. I don't nothing against OKC. They might. It's just one game down. I think them Pacers gonna get it, man. I think after all them years, the Pacers gonna finally get them a title since they merged into the NBA in the mid-70s, man, dog. Cause them boys, that like, hey, when Halliburton hit that shot in game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final, reminiscent of Reggie Miller back in the 90s, I said, oh yeah, these boys come for blood, man. So I'm rooting for them to win the title. We'll see how it goes. We still got potentially 6 more games, but Indiana doing a big one, man. I just hope next year, but the Knicks, they've been consistent now and they doing their thing. I'm hoping the Knicks, part of me hopes that the Knicks do get Giannis, because they say they're trying to go for Giannis. I hope they do. But part of me don't hope they don't, because I still want to be on Milwaukee. Hell, he their franchise player. It's kind of going to be like reminiscent if he leave, reminiscent of when Kareem left in the mid-70s to go to L.A., go to the Lakers, and then they went on that run in the 80s winning 5 titles. But I understand at the end of the day, it's a business, man. The game is the game, like Omar Little said on The Wire. Speaking of, we talking about sports and everything. We in New York, boy. We need to talk about them Yankees, cause this past week they had a rematch with them LA Dodgers. It was the World Series last year. Whew. Man, watching that game, it was like. The Yankees looking like, boy, it looked like when Diamond had tore off and Ronnie's ass on the Players Club. I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, y'all even pinched the bitch? Because, man, Dodgers smacked them boys 18-2. 18-2. Man, it looked like a little league basketball score. Hell, it looked like Little League baseball, man, because I remember now I'm thinking about it, reminded me, reminiscing when I played Little League baseball in Moss Point. We had this one coach, man, his name was Floyd Smith, and his teams, you played against them, you already just know you ain't going to Pizza Hut because they finna dog walk you. Boy, I swear I thought I was watching one of Mr. Floyd Smith's teams from back in the 90s, boy. Man, I don't even know where Mr. Floyd at now, man. I need to holler at somebody back home, find out what he doing. I hope he doing okay. Shout out to Mr. Floyd Smith. Also, I'm talking about people back home, man. I'm going to dedicate this episode to one of my partner's brothers, a brother by the name of Shunn Carmichael. He passed away this past week. He did real big things in the community in Jackson County, Mississippi. You know, I knew his brother Jimmy because Jimmy used to cut my hair all the time. Me and Jimmy, we cut a fool. I called. Matter of fact, I talked to him, Jimmy, a couple weeks ago on his birthday, and I know they's got to be devastated. Sean was all around good dude. I mean, I remember I used to do comedy, and I remember he pulled up in one of my shows, man, and he said, boy, you funny as hell. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I said, wait a minute, you Jimmy, brother, because your last name Carmichael? He said, yeah. I said, boy, man, God bless you. I know growing up with Jimmy wasn't no easy tack. Jimmy a fool, man. I'm talking about when I tell you that fool can roast his ass off. Yeah, Jimmy good dude. Sean was good dude. And matter of fact, Sean was one of the first dual threat black quarterbacks I ever remember seeing. Behind our quarterback we had at Moss Point, man, was the name Morris Bilbo. Matter of fact, he doing shout out to Bilbo doing his thing as a sports agent right now. I'm talking about he is crushing it. But Sean will be under center. I swear to God, man, I was rooting for the Moss Point Tigers. They rivals, the Pascagoula Panthers. They would always him and Bilbo go gun for gun. I know when I came out, I saw them Pascagoula Panthers. That offense come out, and I saw number 19, big tall brother, get under center. You had to hold your breath, man. That man was he was electrifying. So he, like I said, did great things in the community. He was a part of this social service group called the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. They still do. Let me say, they always throw this jam around Christmas time called the Champagne Jam. Everybody on the coast get dressed to the nines. I'm talking about suited and booted. Look like somebody Detroit because everybody come with it, man. It's just going to be weird now to look at them pictures and I see, because I want to be there in person, but life be life. And I know Jimmy been trying to get me to come to one of them things for several years, but life be life, and man, but every one of them pictures, you see Sean just lighting it up and lighting up the pictures. It's going to be weird seeing them pictures now without him. So R.I.P. to big homie Shunn Carmichael, Jimmy, the rest of the family. Y'all are in my thoughts and prayers, man, because this a big one. But yeah, we was but also moving on to music. E40, he dropped something with Jason Martin. And I'm on this new guy called Chap D out of the West Coast, man. He got some nice, smooth stuff. I got to go check out his catalog and this, that, and the third. But since we're talking about music, we need to talk about Lil Wayne, a.k.a. Weezy F Baby, Young Moolah Baby. Man, he dropped the Carter 6, and I'm not hearing great reviews on the Carter 6. I'm hearing it is booty juice. And that is sad to see, but I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. Lil Wayne, to me, honestly, he ain't been the top dog for several years. I'm going to say a decade in my book. I mean, no interest, the man's still a lyrical genius and all that, but to me, he's always just saying stuff just to say stuff. I mean, the punchlines and entendres are always on point, but I'm like, bro, this is not even linear. They're not even connecting. So I'm kind of not surprised about it, but it's sad to see somebody who was a legend in my time, still a legend in my time. It's sad to see that he had an album that everybody like, yeah, we ain't fucking with this. I mean, it's like watching him, and I'm gonna be honest, love the game, but the game last few of his stuff just ain't been hitting either. This is a hard pill to swallow. And you know, I talk about back home, I talk about Shunn. We talk about Pascagoula Panthers went off and did their thing. YouTube video interview that one of the guys I went to high school named Vic Ballard. It just came out. Come to find out, Vic is a aeronautical engineer now, and I'm happy because like Vic, he was one of them ones when I remember watching him play at Pascagoula. I remember he was in a shared backfield, and he wasn't the most. And a lot of people think he wasn't the most pro. He was consistent. He was good. The other guy they had was a beast. But I always told everybody, watching Vic, I said, no, because Vic was more elusive, and he ran with strategy, and he displayed more skill than just straight up speed and power. And I always used to tell everybody, I said, Vic got that edge because of that. And everybody like, man, you crazy, this, that, and the third. I'm like, nah, they both beasts. I mean, I both see both of them boys going far, and both of them did go far. They both did go far. They both went to college on scholarships, but Vic ended up making it to the league, drafted by the Indianapolis Colts, man. I was so happy because when he got drafted, I called everybody I know. I said, what'd I tell you? Then I remember he played like a few years with the Colts. He ended up getting out. He got released, but then he got picked up by the Saints. And then I remember he was like, can't remember, he owned a car dealership, he was selling cars, but he was selling it at that. And now he's an aeronautical engineer, man. I'm so proud to say I actually knew the dude. Like, actually, you say what's up to him. So that's cool to say, hey, I know that dude. Like, I actually used to see him in the hallways of school and see him around the way. So glad he's doing his thing, man. Love to see people where I'm from excelling because, like I said, we from the bottom of the map. You know, we black. We from Mississippi. Ain't nobody expecting nothing else. Whenever I see somebody while I'm from around my way doing something great, it's a beautiful thing, man. Like I said, moving on, I'm gonna talk about one movie that I ended up seeing this past week. I'm gonna give a little review on that. And that was Karate Kid Legends. I saw that after I recorded my episode for y'all last week. I decided to take in a movie, and I went to go see Karate Kid Legends. Now, I'm gonna say this to the creators of Karate Kid. Karate Kid Legends, that need to be the last thing y'all do involving the Karate Kid, man. Don't turn this into no Fast and Furious trying to drain it for every dime, and don't turn this into no John Wick. You know how John Wick then branched off, and they got one movie with Anna Damaris, and it's called Ballerina. Then they got another movie supposed to be coming out with Josh Hartnett. Y'all remember him from the 90s movie The Faculty and from the movie Pearl Harbor. It's just like, okay, now y'all just, it's only so much headshots and all that other crazy shit they be doing I can take. I'm going to give, so out of 5 stars, I'm going to give Karate Kid Legend a 2.5 out of 3. It's a hard 2.5, soft 3 out of 5. And that's just because I'm a fan of the franchise and all that. But it's a lot of stuff in that don't make no sense. I'm not going to try to give away too much of it. But, of course, it starts like all Karate Kids start, all the renditions with the exception of the next Karate Kid start. Boy moves with his mom to a new strange place like a girl. The local badass, that's the martial arts champ, beats his ass. And he prevails at the end, with the help of like people that are martial arts masters, come down the wire and he win. Now I'm going to say this. This one was very unbelievable, and I'm going to tell you why. So, they explained why, if you watch the Karate Kids movies, they explained why in the series we saw Mr. Miyagi, and then in the 2010 one with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith, Jackie Chan's character, Mr. Han, they explained the relationship between Mr. Miyagi and Mr. Han. They explained that because apparently, if you watch Karate Kid 2, when Mr. Miyagi was telling Daniel's son about how his family ended up becoming karate senseis. You know, his uncle Shimpu drifted, got drunk, drifted off the coast of China as a fisherman. The Chinese took him in and saved him, taught him martial arts. That was the Han family. So he brought with the Han family, taught him back to Okinawa, and got it cracking with the karate. So it explains, okay, this is how they know each other. But the main character in there, named Lee, he's been training under Mr. Han his whole life. So he has to come to America with his mom because she got a residency. Well, not a residency. She got a position at a hospital in New York City. Meets a girl, works at a pizza parlor around the corner from him. Meets her ex-boyfriend was a local martial arts champ. And it didn't make sense because here's the thing I'm going to say. So, of course, just like any other Karate Kids, you like the girl, her boyfriend who's the local martial arts badass. Challenges into a fight, he gets his ass whooped. Lee gets his ass whooped by Connor. That's the martial arts champ's name. But in the next following scenes, Lee saves the girl's dad. I'm going to get to who the girl's dad is. It's part of the reason why I gave it a 3-star. And these are grown men who know martial arts. We know they know martial arts because we saw them in the gym where Connor was training. Saves that man from them 3 grown trained men who are armed with pipes and wooden boards. Just disarm them straight like that. I'm like, so you can take out 3 grown men armed with weapons, but you couldn't beat this teenage boy in a one-on-one in the schoolyard after you've been trained by Mr. Han, who is a kung fu master. That made no sense. It made no sense at all. And then another thing that didn't make sense in there, so the girl's father, who I love this because they didn't tell us this guy was going to be, I didn't see him, none of the previews, none of the press interviews. They bought Joshua, the guy that played the girl's dad was Joshua Jackson. For those of y'all who don't know who that is Charlie Conway from the Mighty Ducks movie series. So I was in the theater hyped to see him. Man, hey, he did a great job with his New York accent. He wasn't over the top. You still heard his regular voice. He put a little New York, I can't say twang, that's only for say. He put like a little New York, he gave a little New York attitude with his accent. Now, he's a boxer. He plays like I can't say he washed up, but he just played like a journeyman type boxer who he had it for a little bit. Things didn't go his way, and he just hung it up. But he comes to Lee asking Lee to train him, and Lee is training him for boxing with kung fu methods. That didn't make any sense at all. Them are 2 totally different disciplines. Because one thing he was trying to teach him, I was like how to come around, turn his back on it. In boxing, from what I've seen and from what I've heard from my homie, you don't never turn your back on your opponent. That's a quick way to get your ass knocked out. And it like I said, that didn't make no sense. And then the tournament that they had, it was called 5 Boroughs Tournament. And it's crazy because they condensed Connor's character so bad, like he only had 2 interactions with him before he fought him in the tournament. And the first time he fights him, because usually, if you watched all the movies, the character's master or sensei will go to the villain's master or sensei and say, leave him alone, let him train, and we'll see you in the tournament. Connor just comes out of blue, first fight, because the fight got broken up by some school security guards. Said, hey, why don't you meet me in the tournament when can't nobody save you? I'm like, so you just extend the invitation because clearly you know that this boy's trained, so you gonna like tell him to do that. Now he trained, so now he can finna come get his skills sharp and bust that ass. Didn't make sense. Like I said, they really didn't delve into Connor's like either backstory or just show him in different situations. Cause you know, Johnny gave Daniel San hell. Some of that hell that Daniel San went through, he earned, especially that scene on the Karate Kid where we find out that Mr. Miyagi can kick people's ass. You know, he was in there with the homies, smoking a joint, in the bathroom, minding his business. Wasn't bothering nobody. Daniel San wets him up. You know, he done got the dope way. Y'all gotta remember, that was California before California became 420 friendly. And there wasn't no internet, wasn't no social media page, wasn't no dispensaries. So weed was kind of hard to get a hold of. And on top of that, it ain't necessarily guaranteed to be good. 'Cause, you know, them in the valley, you know, they probably had to go somewhere to the hood to go score it, or get somebody to go to the hood to go score it. So I understood why Johnny bust his ass in that scene. And you know, you see kind of how they just going back and forth. You really didn't have that back and forth between Connor and Lee in the movie. Now the thing I did like they brought back Ralph Macchio. And his interaction with Jackie Chan, oh my God, it was hilarious. Jackie Chan, I don't know if Jackie Chan is just naturally funny, but when he gets paired up with anybody, he can just bring out the comedy out of everybody. Because like reminiscent of Rush Hour back in the 90s and early 2000s, because I don't know who in the world thought we gonna put Chris Tucker with Jackie Chan, but oh my God, they created magic. And him and Ralph Macchio, they was beautiful together. And then when they actually showed some scenes where them two had to kick ass together, oh my God, work of art. And also, who also was in the movie that made me lean towards a soft 3 was Ming-Na. Now, y'all may not know her name, but you've seen her, and you've heard her. Ming-Na. She is the actress that played Chung-Li in the 1994 live-action version of Street Fighter, and she also played the voice of Mulan. And she was the mother on the comedy series with Constance Wu called Fresh Off the Boat. Woman still is gorgeous to this day, even at 60 something, man. So it was good to see her. That's like I said, from a childhood to see all of this, I give it a 3. Because like I said, we got to see my man Joshua Jackson, aka Charlie Conway, or the District 5 / USA Ducks. And we got to, see Mulan / Chung-Li. So for that, and also Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. So I give it that. The story itself, and then like the tournament, I should have mentioned this earlier. The tournament, the way they had shot it and all that, it was reminiscent of some shit off Tekken or Street Fighter. It looked like video game type stuff. It really looked like it was reminiscent of a video game, like I said. And then, we also got to see Johnny at the very end, right before the credits. And so it was good for like fans of the series. You want your inner child to smile. But yeah, they didn't go and wrap it up. Another thing I didn't like how they played California Love, and we didn't get the real version with Dre and Tupac. We got like another like kids bop version of it. So yeah, I wasn't feeling that. But not a bad movie, but it wasn't a great movie. It's just something, it's 90-minute movie. Just something to put on if you bored or trying to pass the time. But like if you cooking or cleaning and you just want something in the background, you can put it on. But yeah, I wasn't really my speed like that. Also, speak on this. So just found out that not only June being, Black Music Month. Oh yeah, shout out to June being Black Music Month. Oh, NPR doing their thing with these tiny desks, man. I just saw E40's tiny desk a couple of days ago, and I pissed at my friends, and I telling me about it. Boy, y'all know I love me some E40, a.k.a. 40 Water, a.k.a. E. Fonzarelli, a.k.a. Charlie Hustle, the best things in Triple Beam from Vallejo, the East Bay of Northern California. But yeah, man, love seeing that. He had two of my favorite songs in there. He had I Hope I Don't Go Back. Like I said, every time I hear I Hope I Don't Go Back, man, I don't care where I'm at or what's going on. That song always put me in a great mood. He had One Love on there, and he started off with The Bubble. You can't go wrong with The Bubble, man. Yeah, so shout out to E40, man, and that was good. I need to watch A. Marie's. I started to, but I got sidetracked. I had some errands I had to run. That woman is aging backwards. Oh my God. Oh my God. She looks younger now than she did. And I didn't realize she had that many songs. Like a lot of songs she sung back then that was on her set list. I didn't even know that was. I didn't know who was singing back in the day. But that woman is just as talented as she is beautiful. So I'm gonna go check hers out as soon as I get done with y'all. They slated. They got one of the Isley brothers on there. Keisha Cole is supposed to be on there. So yeah, it's great time for music. Also, June is also Men's Mental Health Month. This was a touchy subject for me because I've lost a couple of friends to mental health. Didn't know they were struggling with it, and it's crazy because I had just seen them. They seemed like everything was in good standings. But I just want to say this. Any man out there, man, please go and check out your mental health, man. Get your mental health checked out. Especially my black man. It don't make you soft. It don't make you no punk. Because don't be going to your friends because your friends let's be honest with you. They 9 times out of 10 ain't in no situation to go to help you. Can't really go to family because half the time out of 10, depending on who you go in the family, half of them, they not really trying to help you. They just trying to beat you down some more. Because like I expressed in my last episode, a lot of you won't realize this until you're older. Some people that's child, our people that's child. Some of your family don't like you. They don't like you. You've never done a damn thing to them but just exist. But some of them just don't like you. So don't go to them because they're going to use that opportunity to beat you to dust. And it's going to make your mental health worse. And you definitely, I wouldn't suggest, if you can, cool, but I wouldn't really suggest this. Don't go to your significant other, spouse or whatever. Because if you do that, and it's sad that it happens, but 9 times out of 10, because a lot of women, especially black women, they'll say, men, talk to us, we care, you can't vent to us. To quote Clay Davis from The Wire, shit. No, I'm not doing that because I will say this, fellas. If she say vent to her, but I'm just telling you in the back of your mind, be prepared for that woman to use that against you when y'all have a disagreement. It has never failed me. Anybody I have, they may not mean it in a menacing way. Some of them mean it in a menacing way, but it's not gonna help. I've had some women who said they don't mean to be menacing. They come back like, look, I apologize. I shouldn't have said that. And I didn't mean to hurt. But now the damage is done. And some of them use it in a menacing way because they trying to hurt you. But the thing is, I ain't like Michelle Obama. When they go low, I don't go high. When you go low, I go to the dust. So you hit me with a right straight, I'm gonna hit your head with an uppercut, and I'm gonna say something back to you. And now we both sitting there with hurt feelings and can't stand each other. So yeah, fellas, definitely go get your mental health checked. There's nothing wrong with it. I've done it in the past. I'm doing it right now. Want to give a shout out to one of my counselors. I'm gonna call her Teresa. I ain't gonna say her name, but Teresa helped me out a lot when I was last duty station I had in San Diego. That woman helped me with a major breakthrough on a lot of things. She showed me that this is where you're flawed at, but on the same token, if these people don't mess with you, that's not necessarily you. There's some stuff they got to deal with, and you got to take it into consideration. And also my mama. My mama was a licensed social worker, and she's a therapist, and she's, over the years, she's helped me do all that. Main one, she used to always say, you have the same problem everywhere you go. It ain't everybody is your ass, nigga. So, yeah, shout out to moms for that. But, man, go get your mental health checked out, because I'd rather hear you go and talk to somebody and cry about your problems than have all of us crying because you decided to get yourself up out of here. We don't need it. Hey, if anybody listening going through anything, you do matter. Man, that's been my time on Porch. I know it's a little different. Like I told you, I'm trying to be a little different, man. Y'all know where to find me on Facebook. Type my name, Pete McCorvey. You can find me on Instagram, PDMac10, PETEYMAC10. Find me on TikTok, PDMac89. Same as Instagram, just put the 8 and the 9 when you put the 1 and the 0 at. Oh yeah, before I get out of here, I want to give a shout out to one of my favorite movies celebrating its 33rd anniversary of when it was released. Class Act. Yes, Class Act was released this week, 33 years ago. And if all y'all know me, y'all know I love Class Act. That is my favorite kid and play movie. And in my humble opinion, I think it's the best one over the House Party movies. I know I catch a lot of flack, but I don't care. That's my opinion. You ain't gonna change it. My boy Tom, if you listening, stop whining, you silly bitch. Yeah, that was our favorite quote from the movie. But you know what? Until next week, y'all, be cool, stay calm, get paid. Peace.